The last thing I read before falling asleep last night were the last words English writer and novelist Virginia Woolf wrote before her death. Prioritizing books, either written by writers with depression or authors whose lives were prematurely cut short, has always been a sign that fall is here and it's time for me to brace myself for the inevitable sadness and pain that comes with it. In other words, this is how I know that it is that time of year where I have to severely battle my inner demons just to cope with certain realities. I have always been enthralled by Woolf and her writings. In fact, I will go as far as to say she is one of those novelists whose lives and works I deliberately refuse to analyze too closely for fear that it might reveal something I'm not ready to confront about myself. Her melancholic demeanor, her love of nature, her long battle with depression, and fall being her favorite season, even though it's also the most emotionally painful, are a few of the things about her I find myself drawn to. These October days are to me a little strained and surrounded with silence, Woolf says. What I mean by this last word, I don't quite know, since I've never stopped seeing people. No, it's not physical silence, it's some sort of inner loneliness. Autumn is my season, she announces. It is, after all, the season of the soul. This sentiment resonates so strongly that I can't help but feel like Virginia Woolf is describing me. I know that as we get deeper into the season and eventually winter, my mood, my mental and emotional state will only get worse. Soon I'll be having difficulties eating, sleeping, and or resting. It's never failed, and it won't fail this time around. Woolf, and authors like her, is who I turn to understand how best to cope.
Connie's outing, take 2. Connie's outing, take 3. Connie's getting very upset. He's getting very upset with how I'm handling things.
There is a sadness at the back of life which some people do not attempt to mitigate, entirely aware of their own standing in the shadow, and yet alive to every tremor and gleam of existence. There they endure. Woolf has an uncanny ability to express succinctly or put in clear terms the beauty and despair that only sadness, melancholy, or depression can inspire. From this vantage point, Woolf says, I reach what I might call a philosophy. At any rate, it is a constant idea of mine that behind the cotton wool is hidden a pattern, that we, I mean all human beings, are connected with this, that the whole world is a work of art, that we are part of the work of art. Hamlet or a Beethoven quartet is the truth about this vast mass that we call the world. But there is no Shakespeare, there is no Beethoven. Certainly and emphatically, there is no God. We are the words, we are the music, we are the thing itself. She describes it brilliantly, beautifully, and poetically, and that's the paradox. This season will do that. It'll beat some of us down, both physically and emotionally. And as we lay there, bruised and exhausted, it'll reveal deep insights and sometimes terrifying glimpses of those parts of nature that goes unnoticed. I think I see for a moment, she continues, how our minds are all threaded together, how any live mind today is of the very same stuff as Plato's and Euripides. It is only a continuation and development of the same thing. It is this common mind that binds the whole world together, and all the world is mind. But even in her brilliance and deep-seated understanding of depression, Woolf could not endure the relentless pain that comes with it. She'll go on to take her own life by jumping into the river Ouse. I, for one, am grateful to her for how eloquently she puts into words what living with depression feels like. It is an invisible, mortal enemy that relentlessly attacks you from within. Woolf provides clarity about the problem that can sometimes feel impossible to describe. Thanks to her, I know that accepting and embracing the pain, while simultaneously keeping an eye out for those inspiring moments of creativity, is the best and perhaps the only way to deal with it.
We're going shopping, Barnes & Noble, like the book nerds that we are.
No, don't point at me.
All of Connie's gadgets. has quite a setup in here. He likes to record everything. Don't you, Connie? Now, Connie is feeling a bit under the weather today. Connie, when's the last time you've been outside?
Turn it off.
When's the last time you had proper sunlight?
Turn it off.
Oh, he's down in the dumps. We're gonna have to change that for him. Okay. Until next time, everyone.
Turn it off.